Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you like to procrastinate, this is your video. This is your time. Today, I actually had my first live on Instagram and on YouTube. I had 0 views on YouTube, but I had 19 views on Instagram, and I'm super happy because I got to share time with y'all. I got to share some tea as well as some prayer requests that I got. The prayer requests were really wild, so if you haven't checked that out, I will highly recommend to go to my Instagram. That's gonna find it right here, where you also gonna find all my reels. Not only that, but you're also gonna find updates. Today, as I mentioned, we're gonna talk about how to actually keep yourself active 98% of your day. And you don't really need 20 planners. You don't really need to have 19 alarms. You don't need to have your mom knocking at your door to wake you up every morning. This is guaranteed. I promise you, after this, if you put these things on practice, it's gonna help you. People often, if you check other videos, they often tell you like, oh, well, I keep myself active putting 20 alarms. Oh, well, I keep myself active whenever I check my phone. So today, I'm gonna tell you my 3 tricks and little tips I actually start doing when I left high school. I always like to plan and organize, and I didn't know this part of me until I got out of high school. Believe it or not, I actually thought I was really just a messy person. I never liked to clean or cook or anything like that, but things changed when I actually started meditating and praying to God every morning. When you just wake up in the morning, if you apply this method, if you haven't seen that video, go ahead. 10 things about myself. I tell you guys what I do every morning. Anyways, I wake up every morning and I just thank God for everything I have right now within me and around me that's helping me to improve every day. And to be honest, this has changed a lot of things in my life, right? Even the fact that now I get to know myself better. Now I know I love to organize, I like to clean, I always love to do all these kind of plans because it's just so fun, so much fun. If you feel identified, please leave some thumb up, because honestly, that's me. Basically, we're gonna start right away. All my life, I keep myself busy and I never notice how or why. Basically, this comes from how I was raised from my mama and my great-grannies and my grannies. So all of these women taught me how to actually keep myself active every day and never rest. What I'm gonna tell you today is how to keep a balance between things that you like to do, resting, plus things that you need to do and is a must to do. Trick number 1 that I was taught and I developed as I grew older and I understood. Trick number 1 is just changing my sleep schedule. And I have talked about this multiple times in my video on how I lose weight, and this helped me a lot after high school. After I changed my sleep schedule, things entirely changed, okay, drastically. Just the fact of waking up every morning and early and then sleeping early, it changed a lot of things. The fact that you have more time for yourself to just wake up, just sit on the bed for a few minutes and just thanks God for everything. Just the fact that you have a bed, the fact that you have a roof is more than enough to thank. And why you gotta be mindful and grateful, you probably ask. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that video, because I made a video recently on abundance mindset. And when you're mindful and grateful, your day, your year, your entire life goes way up and better. I keep myself 98% active during the day because I wake up early. You don't need to wake up at 4, 5 to go to the gym, do some workout, Pilates. You don't need to do anything of that. That's what social media tell you. You just need to wake up before 7 p.m. When you wake up before 7 p.m., this gives you enough time to get ready yourself, to prepare yourself for a beautiful, wonderful day, and to actually think and say, you know what, today I want to make this day my day as well. So it's all about the time you take with yourself in the morning, and it's the silence place. It's just making yourself some nice coffee. All those things are affecting your life. When you don't take enough time to just wake up, sit, talk with yourself, talk with God, and just meditate, It just takes away a lot of time. Practice trying to wake up at 8, then you go 7:30, then you go to 7. That's how I did. I start at 8 and then I move back. Nowadays, I can easily wake up at 6 in the morning. I don't want to wake up at 5 because I don't need to. I go to work at 9, so I wake up at 6, so that gives me enough time to talk with myself, talk with God. Trick number 2, and this is probably the easiest one you can ever do. Trust me, do a checklist. And what I'm telling you is not to do a checklist of things you have to do by the month, by the end of the week, or by the end of the year. No, this is not a vision board, honey. A checklist, this is an example I'm going to put right here. This is my checklist of priorities. A checklist of priorities is going to be organized by things you have to be, like it has to be done by the end of the day. You need to stop planning things ahead of time. And this comes from someone who likes to plan ahead of time most of the time actually. I love to keep myself organized and just have everything on point, everything ready to go for the entire year. But sometimes I actually can't control myself and just tell myself, you know what? Let's take one step at a time. When we take one step at a time, we actually can think about what we want, need, and what are our priorities. For example, you need to know what are your priorities in your day, in your week, okay? So first, for me, if I want to be general, I will just say, okay, my priorities this week is myself, family, and Nico. This week, I'm not planning to go out with friends, probably just chilling for myself, okay? So you put that in your mind, you put that in your checklist. For the day one, things that you need to do, maybe is Duolingo, maybe you need to walk your dog outside. Even the smallest things can work. Put everything you need in that checklist. Prioritize by time. At 8 p.m. I have to do this, 8:30 I have to do that, and I have to do this, and at 12 I have to do that. I even have a checklist when I have to take my snack, my tea, my lunch, my second tea, my other snack. I have everything in that checklist just to make sure I actually go ahead and follow those steps. And this is really important for you. If you don't plan your day out and you just go by the flow, you will never know what things needs to be done. Believe it or not, when we focus so much in one of the things that we're doing, sometimes we can even forget part of the pieces that can make the day up, okay? When you have a checklist, this doesn't happen. The checklist just needs to focus on the day you're living right now. You don't need to write about the entire year, the entire month. Just focus one day at a time. Okay, today I need to cook this and I need to do that. This is gonna make your life way easier. You don't need to have 20 alarms to remind you. You don't need to have anybody to remind you. With just having a checklist, you can do it. What I do is just have it on paper. My third trick, that never think about the time. Okay, do not think how much time you have left to do something. Just do it. You can look at the clock. The more you look at the clock, the more anxious you get. But I will recommend to look less time at the clock and just actually do things that you need to do by the end of the day. Even if you think there is not enough time, even if you have the gut feeling, there is always enough time. God's timing is perfect. There is no way for you don't have time to do your regular task. So when you don't think there is not enough time, that's when you lock yourself in. Most of the time, us as humans, we do self-sabotage. And this is something I talked before in how to develop your discipline. If you haven't checked the video, go ahead and click on that, because that's going to help you a lot with how you're going to organize and how you keep yourself active 98% of the day. When you actually just prioritize, things change. When you actually focus on doing things right away without thinking, oh, well, I don't have a time to do this. You do always have time. Believe it or not, even if you go to bed at 10 or 11 p.m., that's more than enough. I will recommend 10 or 9 times, it's a little bit better. And these are my 3 main things I do. Number 1, as I say, I wake up early, I sleep early. Number 2, I keep myself a checklist and I prioritize. If you don't know what is prioritizing, you're in serious trouble. What I mean by priorities, like who goes first, who goes last, what is first, what is last, okay? Priorities. Number 3, and last but not less important, stop thinking about how much time you have left. The more you think about, oh, I don't have enough time, it's worse for you. Just do the things that it needs to be done. The day is not done until you have to finish that task. When you finish that task, the day is done. The day ends at 10-11 p.m. If you don't have things ready by that time, that's fine. You don't need to worry. You don't need to overstress. You don't need to make a whole drama. Sometimes we just need to remember something. If we don't have a space in this schedule, we always have a space in the next one. Okay, procrastination is when we leave everything for the last minute, last time, at the very last. But when you move things that you have planned from one day to another day, it's not procrastination. You have to put yourself timelines. When you put yourself with timelines will help you keep achievement under control, okay? So if you, for the month of January, you want to do a few certain things, focus on that month. Do not think about the next month. Do not think about the next day. When you focus more on the general view, you forget about the small view. And trust me, when you enjoy the process of going up to the staircase, it's way easier than when you try to jump and fail. When you fall, you find yourself on the floor and you find yourself without energy to keep going up. So if you guys keep liking this kind of video, let me know. If you guys prefer just the ASMR videos as I post on my TikTok or my Instagram, also let me know. In the comment section today, I would like to ask you guys those 3 main reasons on why you're lacking so much in your time. Because when you have self-managed and managing and you know how to manage your time, everything's so much easier and your universe is spent. Alright guys, I'm so glad you guys stay until this time of the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Nos vemos. Bye bye.